Thank you, Miranda, and welcome back up to the top of the stands, or as we'll call it, the booth here at James R. Halford Stadium. Tonight's semifinal matchup features number 3 Cedar Grove, undefeated against the state of Georgia, against your Westminster Wildcats, winners of 6 in a row, all on the road. I'm Wiley Ballard, joined by Bennett Porson and Ryan Costley, and as the Cats suit up for their 14th game of the 2015 season tonight, you go all the way back to September, there's a chance Westminster wouldn't make the playoffs at all, much less the semifinals. That September featured 3 excruciating losses. A loss in the final 90 seconds to Laney without Rankin Woolley. A loss the next week on the final play, again without Rankin Woolley. And then 2 weeks later, the Cats missed their star running back, Thurl, in a loss in the final 10 seconds. In those losses, Westminster garnered a lot of mental strength and built a lot of character, is how the coaches put it. And, well, it worked. Once those physical pieces returned healthy, the Cats were able to roll, winners of 6 in a row, including a 30-point win last week in the quarterfinals. A school record 51 playoff points for the Cats offense that night. Ryan, they need to do the same thing tonight.
And offensively, Wiley, 2 guys in my mind stick out in particular, and like it's been all season long, the 1-2 punch of Zay Malcolm and Rankin Woolley. Tonight, those 2 guys are going to have to be vital for this game to get a win for the Wildcats. Rankin Woolley in the passing game is going to have to throw well-timed passes accurately, and Zay Malcolm against a very strong front 7 of Cedar Grove is going to have to get yards after contact for the Cats to be successful.
Now Cedar Grove's offense, extremely balanced and very, very big. 3 offensive linemen over 300 pounds. Bennett, it'll take the front 7 to neutralize them tonight.
Wiley, tonight we're going to need the front 7 to step up big. Your top 3 tacklers on the team, Steven, Tyler, and Chase, these guys are all going to have big games tonight and get those stops. When you're going up against such a big and athletic offensive line that Cedar Grove has, if you don't have these front 7 step up big, then you're not looking at a great game. So if these guys step up, we're going to have some great defensive pressure.
As big as this game seems, as big as this game is, it will be decided like any other football game. Who capitalizes on their opportunities? Westminster has done an infallible job of that over the past month. 4-0, all wins coming on the road, outscoring their opponents 58-0 in points off of turnovers and a red zone efficiency of 100%. 80% of those scores have been touchdowns. The Cats are peaking at just the right time. The semifinals are just moments away. And before we kick it off, we want to take one last look at the journey that 2015 has been, highs and lows, on WCAT.
It began down by the river with an inspiring triumph. The Cats trampled their arch-rival Lovett on opening night. But then, heartbreak. Twice, Westminster came within seconds of thrilling victory, only to taste the bitter agony of defeat. The Cats were left for dead. The only problem was, they weren't. Rejuvenated and recharged, Westminster conquered must-win game after must-win game. They seized their destiny with no margin for error and no fear in their eyes. And in an utter deluge, Westminster danced its way into the postseason. There was hardly time for celebration. The underdog Cats trekked south to Statesboro, and it was a pair of underclassmen lighting the fuse. Given the lead, the defense pounded the Bullock triple option into submission. And after a dominant performance, the Wildcats advanced to LaGrange. Labeled as overmatched, outgunned, and outskilled, underdog Westminster leapt out in front. But when the game tightened up, the Cats let loose for a home run strike, and with it, streaked their way into the quarterfinals. The Road Warriors, underdogs again, traveled north to Adairsville. The Cats, quick to accelerate, mashed on the gas, and cruised to another early lead. Only this time, Westminster left no room for doubt and dominated from start to finish. So tonight you ask, can they really do it again? To which we say, anything is possible. Find out next. It's the state semifinals on WCAT.
James R. Halford Stadium, the site of Westminster's semifinal game against the number 3 Cedar Grove Saints. Clarkston, Georgia, roughly 30 minutes east of Westminster, although today it was closer to 2.5 hours battling that Friday night traffic, but we've made it. We're live at the AAA state semifinals. There are your captains. Quarterback, number 12, Rankin Woolley. Cage Reeder, number 73 on the defensive line. Tyler Gillikin, a war daddy at defensive end. And linebacker Chase Williams. Meanwhile, for the Cedar Grove Saints, their captains, number 5, LeBron Morris, starting running back. Number 52, Antoine Jackson, has 33 college offers. He wears number 52. Adrian Fendo, number 25, and their wide receiver, Jesse Rivero. Tonight, Westminster, 15-point underdogs according to the Maxwell rating system to number 2 Cedar Grove. Westminster has not played in the state final since 1978. Cedar Grove has not played in a state final since their state championship here in 1991. Zay Malcolm, the whistle for Westminster, will be back to receive the kick, along with Harrison Jones. That's a change from what we've seen this year. Ian Uday, starting strong safety for the Wildcats and kick returner, out tonight with a shoulder injury. He's optimistic he can return a week from tonight in the state championship, but out tonight, that's a big loss for the Cats.
Wiley, Ian led the team in tackles throughout the beginning of the season. This guy was a rock in the secondary. And then on special teams, when they kicked it away from Zay, he was another lethal threat. So you had that dual threat in the secondary, and with Rankin Woolley, and dual threat in the special teams with Zay Malcolm. So there you see Ian Uday right there, not happy to have him out of this game. However, he is optimistic he can turn next week.
Game time temperatures 43 degrees. Jones will take it from the 25. We're underway in the state semifinals. And Jones returns it beyond the 30. 1st and 10 for the Westminster offense. 4th down and 7. As the punt's away from Rivero, Malcolm is back to take it. He takes it to 30. He's going to accelerate right up the gut, and he's taken down by his ankles. Jannard Morris on the stop. But Westminster, a 3-0 lead with a stop. And the ball back in favorable field position as Malcolm brings it all the way back out to the 39-yard line. Westminster has now scored on 10 of their last 11 offensive possessions. They scored on 9 straight against Adairsville after going 3 and out in the opening drive, and the one they didn't score on to end the game was victory formation. So the Cats cashing in, although it is worth noting, of course, that field goal tonight was boosted by a fake punt that went for 33 yards and a 1st down. Willie gives to Zay. There's nothing there. Swallowed up by Johnny Thomas. And look at Zay, 76 yards in round 1, 118 against Callaway with 3 scores, and then no touchdowns last week, but 154 yards on the ground. Outstanding work from Malcolm, who now has 15 career 100-yard games, 7 this season. He does gain 2 yards there, 2nd and 8 from the 41. Willie rolls right. He's going deep. That's Masso. Did he get a foot down? He did not. Out of bounds. 3rd down and 9. Very, very close for Seb, who was shut out for the first time since September last week. And no catches last week. See if we get a look at his feet.
You get a roll out to the right. Sebastian Masso downfield.
I thought he got a foot in, but that was far from conclusive. Not that it would really matter at the high school level. 3rd down and 8. Cats are 0 for 2 tonight in this spot, as Chase will move from a wingback spot to the backfield. This is a shovel pass complete to Malcolm. He's going to have to finagle his way through. I think he may have done it. Out to midfield. He's got the 1st down. 9-yard reception from Zay Malcolm.
Zay Malcolm able to just fight for those extra yards after contact, running through Peter Rooney, his offensive lineman, and pick up a crucial 1st down to get the ball to midfield for the Wildcat offense.
That looked like fat man squeeze up in Chattanooga trying to make it through all those bodies. 1st and 10 from midfield. Cats have gone to the air a lot tonight in the early going. Back to the ground game. Zay's busted through. He might break one loose. Out to the 29-yard line. 21-yard rush from Zay Malcolm. Lightning for the Cats here in the first quarter.
And this Wildcat offense and Zay Malcolm is clicking right now. Zay squeezing through his hole and bursting upfield for a 20-plus yard run. This offensive line really making their blocks happen and giving Zay the opportunity to make his magic happen.
Cats hurrying to the line here. I formation. Price, the tight end. Zay, first movement, loses his feet. It's a turf field tonight, and not one of the best we've seen. But that big front four. Justin Schaefer, number 77, 329 pounds, an offer from Louisville. Notori Johnson, number 72, the other defensive tackle, 318 pounds, an Alabama commit. That does not include the defensive end, Antoine Jackson, who's 6'3", 295, and has 33 Division I offers. 2nd down and 10. And Rankin's taken for a loss. It was the read option. I'm not sure Zay would have gotten much more, but Woolley was brought down by 330-pounder Schaefer. His 5th tackle for loss this year.
And the penetration from the D, getting into the backfield. Great job by Rankin to hold on to it, but now looking at a long 3rd down situation.
3rd and 13 from the 32. It'd be a 49-yarder. The option. Pitch to Zay. Can the blocks be held downfield? They can. Zay makes one man miss inside the 10. Pushed out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Zay Malcolm with the silencer. Twice he's converted. 3rd down and long for Westminster on this drive, and now it's 1st and goal.
And Rankin Woolley just makes an absolutely unbelievable read to give the ball to Zay Malcolm on the pitch, and then it's just speed up the sideline by number 32, and you're starting to feel the energy from this Westminster crowd that made the trip down here to Halford Stadium, and the Cats in the red zone.
Under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Here's Jones with the carry, churning forward. He's going to be down to the 1-yard line. Just his 2nd carry of the postseason, and he gets the Cats sniffing the end zone. Second and goal from the 1-yard line. Tough to get those short yards against a big front like this. But Rankin Woolley found a way. Touchdown Westminster. Rankin Woolley gives the Cats a 2-score lead.
And just an absolutely unbelievable drive from the Westminster Wildcats. Zay Malcolm with some crucial runs. And then you see there Rankin Woolley and Coach Lugas getting each other's faces. Just the energy from this Wildcat team right now is unbelievable. With a chance to go up by 10 with the point after.
Now Westminster leading 9-0. Cats have scored first in 6 of their last 8 games. And now we've got a flag on the play. One-yard rush from Rankin Woolley. That is career rushing touchdown. Number 28 in 3 years as a ball carrier for Westminster. So offsides against the Cats. That'll back them up. Because that was what was said over the PA. And Blake drills the extra point. A perfect 47 for 47 here in his career. And one more time, a look at this touchdown.
Going with the Whirly Bird. Rankin Woolley taking it right up the middle in those short yardage situations. You can almost bet it's going to Rankin. And he makes it happen there on the ground. Touchdown, Wildcats.
But how about those two critical third down conversions thanks to the shiftiness of Zay Malcolm?
Keeping those drives alive. Zay Malcolm, incredible read on that second to last play from Rankin Woolley to dump it off to Zay and then make it happen with his speed and shiftiness up the left sideline, making it happen on third down and 13 to allow the Wildcats to score there. Great job by that entire Wildcat offense to make sure they got it in for 6.
So instead of a long field goal try from about 51 yards, the Cats will have to settle for a punt, and Blake will try to drop one inside the 20. Future Nittany Lion at Penn State. Let's loose. Egan is down there, and it'll be caught on the fly by Watson Jackson. Nice job, as Gillikin gives him a big round of applause. Winning field position. The Cats have won field position 27 straight games dating back to 2013. And has been due in large part of that man right there. 62 touchbacks for Westminster this year from Blake Gillikin, only 1 for their opponents, averaging 44 yards per punt and 48 yards per punt in the postseason. A difference-making weapon for the Wildcats. So it's 1st and 10 from Cedar Grove's 3-yard line after a 34-yard punt. Antoine Jackson, normally the left tackle for Cedar Grove, is in as the fullback. He's had 6 carries on the year. Behind him, LeBron Morris, Region Player of the Year. Goal line formation here. It'll be to Morris. He'll take it to the 5. The Saints can score quickly. Had 27 unanswered points last week against Westside. Had 22 unanswered points in the second round against Oconee County. Those games were tight until the Saints ran away with them. 2nd and 7 from the 5. Nothing there. Gillikin, Truman Jones greet Trey Shaw at the line of scrimmage.
That combination from 2 rocks in this front 7, Truman Jones, the linebacker, and Tyler Gillikin as the DN, getting into the backfield and getting that stop on Trey Shaw. Big job from them to get in the backfield and force a huge 3rd down.
And now Cedar Grove has to get out of their goal line package and try and pick up 7 yards. And we've got a timeout, Westminster. Cats take their first timeout of the first half. You saw the tackle by Truman Jones. Nothing new here in the playoffs. 12 tackles in each playoff game. And since replacing Blake Huber, 6.5 tackles for loss. And what's most impressive, Truman, 36 tackles in 3 playoff games. In 10 regular season games, Truman just 26 tackles. He's been a big surprise for Westminster and one they desperately needed.
As Blake went down midseason, the question wondered who was going to step up into that position. Truman Jones filled the role perfectly, and he has been a warrior in the linebacking position all over the field, catching up to the leaders of the team in tackles, coming out with double-digit tackles every game. Truman Jones has been that wild card for this Westminster defense that has shown up and been such a key factor in getting these stops.
First ever meeting between these two schools. Both of them have been very successful over recent history. Cedar Grove, 6 straight playoff appearances. Westminster, 9 straight. 3rd down and 8 from the 4. Wood's going to try and run with it. He's a great athlete, and he's going to be ridden out of bounds shy of the 1st down marker. In fact, he only picked up 1 yard. Ollie Bogus with a great tackle on a 3-star recruit with offers to Texas Southern and South Florida. And the Saints will have to punt. And Zay lines up to receive the punt at the Saint 35. Rivero on to kick it away. Zay will pick it belt high. He's got 3 for touchdowns already this year. He's down near the 10-yard line to the 9. 26-yard return from Zay Malcolm. And the Cats have a chance to go up by 3 scores over the number 3 team in the state.
And we've been seeing it all year, this special teams attack from Zay Malcolm. His punt returns have been electric all season. And there we see again Zay Malcolm putting his team in a great field position to get a score in the red zone.
We'll see the whirly bird here. It'll be Rankin. Up the gut, into the end zone, on his feet. Touchdown Westminster, and the Cats lead 16-0. He wasn't going to be stopped by anybody. His 2nd rushing score of the night.
And Rankin determined to find the end zone on that one. Go to the whirly bird, take it right up the middle. Hard running, breaking tackles. And great blocking up front. Making it happen on offense. Cats rolling right now.
Over the last 7 games now, as we've got a penalty here on this extra point attempt. Cats weren't happy about it. It's going to be against Cedar Grove. But going back to that note, over the last 7 games, Rankin has contributed, whether it be rushing, passing, or even on the defensive side, a total of 16 touchdowns in the last 7 games. Gillikin's extra point is good. Westminster leads 17-0 with 8.5 minutes remaining in the 2nd quarter of the state semifinals. Cats haven't been to the state finals since 1978. Here's Zay's punt return. He took it from out the 35-yard line, got it down to the 9. And took just 1 play from scrimmage. Rankin Woolley takes it behind the right side. Breaks through the tackle by Trey Shaw and finishes on his feet in the end zone. And there's his career. 47 total touchdowns. Well, 48 now. 110 tackles. Twice named first team All-Region. But he'll play baseball in college. One can only wonder. December 11th, 4:30 p.m. That is where the winner of today's game will go. Cats lead 17-0. Ryan Bennett, a very impressive first half. A lot went right for Westminster.
And especially defensively, Wiley. The Cats dominated on defense. We talked about it in the open. The front 7 were absolutely brilliant in stopping the run and getting pressure to the quarterback of Cedar Grove. They're going to have to continue to do the same in the second half.
As you can tell from our attire, temperatures have dropped down to the mid-30s here in Clarkston, Georgia. But all things considered, Bill McGann made some great points in his halftime interview about how Westminster has struggled to finish big leads in the first half and include large third quarters as well.
Wiley, those third quarters are really big for our opponents. You go back to Elbert County, that game, Cats go into the half with the lead. They come back, they score 21 points in the third quarter. This is the quarter that the Cats are going to have to limit. If they can control them here in the third quarter and then play a strong fourth quarter, the Cats can be looking to finish this one out.
Let's take a look back at the first half. A lot of highlights for Westminster. It all began with the fake punt to Harrison Jones. 33 yards, kept the drive alive to lead to a Blake Gillikin 45-yard field goal. Harrison with a nice carry. On 3rd and 13, it was Zay Malcolm on the option pitch. He got just enough to get inside the 5-yard line. Great run by Zay. Rankin finished it off with a 1-yard touchdown carry, his first. Zay Malcolm now with a 36-yard punt return down to the 9-yard line, gave Westminster 1st and goal. And Rankin Woolley on the Whirlybird bulldozed his way in and broke through the tackle of Trey Shaw for his 2nd touchdown carry of the night. And we have a great and historic second half on tap.